So, the Carrie remake. I know I've talked about the remakes and kind of my opinion on them before on this channel, but for new subscribers, let's kind of recap. Um, I go by the policy that if you can bring something new to the table, remake is fine. If the original is flawed in some way, shape, or form, something can be improved. Why not? You know what I mean? The problem is that remakes are really just kind of made to make money. But every now and then there will be one like this wasn't really a remake, but okay, you've got the original Judge Dredd movie with Sylvester Stallone, and then you've got the new Dredd with Carl Urban. That's two different ways of telling interpreting a character. So that's proof that you can look at the same material and go about it different ways. Horror especially seems to be the one that comes under fire from shitty remakes a lot, and now we've got the Carrie remake. I do not have a huge hard-on for the original movie. I think it's really good. I saw it twice when I was younger, and then I saw it one more time because for a film class. It was a movie that we sat and watched, and I still liked it, and I still like it now. It's got its problems, no, but not any more so than the other average movie. Not so much the same thing with the remake. The remake is loaded with problems. Okay, first and foremost, the problem being just Carrie in general. Now, I'm not talking about the actress. The actress, Chloe Grace Moretz, who I've always stood by, does very good with what she's given. She's expressive. I can tell what she's thinking. She portrays the character well. The problem is more so in how Carrie is written. Carrie, in the first, not even 5 minutes of the movie, she shows her telekinetic powers, and she stands up to her mom. So there is nowhere left to go with the character. The development with the character ends within the first 5 minutes of the movie. The only thing that's left is for her to freak out. So already, within the first 5 minutes, the character's arc is completely finished. She's gone through the bully phase, she's learned her telekinesis, she stood up to her mom, and we're done. The second issue is that Carrie is supposed to be... You're supposed to feel really bad for her because of how badly she's picked on at school. There is one event that starts at the beginning of the movie, the one that, is kind of infamous in the series. Getting her first period in the shower and freaking out because she doesn't know what it is. You feel bad for her then. After that, nothing really bad happens to her. But the whole school hates this girl. They absolutely hate this girl. They hate Carrie in this movie almost exactly like the American government hates Optimus Prime in the Transformers movies. There's no rhyme or reason. They've done nothing to anyone else. They just hate on them for no reason whatsoever. And Carrie doesn't even look, and I said this about the trailer, Carrie doesn't even look that different. She looks than anyone else. She's hunched over a little bit, sure, but if anyone hasn't seen the movie Excision, first of all, you should go see Excision. But that's it stars one of the stars of the 90210 remake. But if I didn't tell you that, you wouldn't know it, because how gnarly and nasty they make her look. Through primarily her looks, like with makeup and wardrobe, but also she portrays the part well. So that is a good example of how you make somebody who's very naturally pretty fit a role that isn't. Chloe Grace Moretz is very naturally pretty. They don't hide that at all. They just kind of expect, oh, well, if the school treats her that way, then she'll come off that way. It doesn't work like that. She has to at least look like a freak for people to, or at least what a high school would consider a freak. But they spray paint her lockers and shit with all kinds of things, and she doesn't do anything wrong. And even the beginning of the movie where she has her period and everyone freaks out, yeah, I could see how a bunch of bitchy girls would make fun of her right then and there in the moment. The whole school would not feel the same way. They amp the bitchiness of all the other characters to such a degree that it's unbelievable. Like, it's almost comical. Well, maybe not even comical, because John Travolta in the original was kind of comical too, but in this, it's almost like a prequel to their psychopath lives. They're sociopaths. It's so unbelievable that it's hard to take them seriously or threatening, because they clearly don't belong in this world. So it's, and I guess we're vacuuming downstairs. And this is a personal harm of mine. I hate CG blood. It's so fucking useless. Like, you can't make fake blood. You can't take, like, cornstarch and red color dye and other... Okay. But there is so much of it in the movie. And let's talk about the effects. Fuck me. Like, it honestly felt like nobody was even trying. There's no sense of perspective with any CG thing that moves. It almost, I swear to God, it's almost like a Asylum movie bad. The Asylum. They're the ones that do stuff like Mega Shark versus Super Octopus and Mega Piranha and stuff like that. It honestly looks that bad. Probably a good way to sum up the entire Carrie remake and how it compares to the original. The original has one of the first jump scares ever in movie history, when it ends with a hand popping out of a grave and grabbing a girl's hand. In this movie, same grave, but the grave just has a CG crack in it. And then it ends. So, completely unnecessary, completely, the whole thing was written like a paint by numbers. It felt like someone had just watched the original and like, okay, well, we gotta have this part, we gotta have this part, we gotta have this part, we gotta have this part. Let's add cell phones in this part, and then this part, and then this. The only real update to the movie is that it takes place in current times. So they've got modern hairstyle, they've got modern clothing, they have cell phones, YouTube is a thing. That's it. And it only hurts the movie because, okay, the Chris character, the one that plots the whole thing against Carrie, she texts one of the other girls and is like, Carrie looks really good tonight. She won't for long. And so the girl knows something's up. So it's a race against time. She jumps in her car. She flies down to the gym. You have a cell phone, bitch. Call somebody. Like, what is with this race against time stuff when we just established you've got a working cell phone? When your movie has problems, your horror movie has problems when your horror movie has a working cell phone and your characters still aren't using it. So, Carrie Remake blew. I didn't walk out of it super pissed, but again, that's probably just because I didn't have a huge hard-on for the original. So, I say pass, and I'm going to stop because the fucking thing is taking too long.